Welcome back, NBA family, to another episode. As always, I'm your host, John. Very happy to be here. And we got a very familiar face in the building today, man. None other than my guy, Jay, aka NBA Addict TV. My dog, how you doing?
Hey, bro, I'm doing good. It's been a really incredible start to the NBA year, and we got a lot of hoops to talk about.
Yes, sir, man. We got a lot of hoops to talk about. We've been seeing players go off for 50 burgers, been seeing players go off for triple doubles. So I'm just happy you here, my brother. We're going to talk about it. Before we get into it, I do want to let everybody know today is Saturday, December 2nd. So if something happens after here, you can't hold us responsible for that, man. But let's go ahead and get into it, man. We got a jam-packed show. We're going to go ahead and kick it off with what we like, how we always do every episode, and that's just some news around the league, man. So Jay, I don't know if you've seen, but yesterday, KD, he surpassed Moses Malone and became 10th in all-time scoring. It was his 27,410th point. So just let's, start the show with that. Give me your thoughts on KD making that top 10 of the all-time scoring list. How you feel about that?
I'm not going to lie. That's actually really impressive. I think for the last decade or so, KD has pretty much been the best scorer that we've had in the NBA. And I'm glad that he's starting to climb up the ranks in terms of the being a scoring leader in the scoring, all-time list. I love that for him. Because I think as he climbs high on that list for years to come, far after he retires, he's going to be known as one of the greatest scorers to ever play in the NBA. And rightfully so, bro. The brother is 7 feet tall, and he can score over anybody. And he's been doing it his entire career.
Facts, man. And what's crazy is, like, when I talk about KD, well, I tell people, like, I know he's not number one, like, leading scorer of all time, like LeBron James. But if you ask me, like, John, you got to pick a player to go get a bucket out of all NBA players in history. I'm not going to lie. I think I'm going to go with KD. Am I wrong for that? Or, like, who would you go with?
I'm not going to lie. So if you ask me to pick somebody that could go get me a bucket, It depends where the bucket's at. If it's a three, I have to go with Steph. I'm not gonna lie. If it's anywhere else, I'm picking Kevin Durant. I'm not gonna.
Okay. So what if it's like last possession of the game? You bringing the ball up court, and who you want? You want KD or Steph for that?
Bring the ball up court last possession of the game.
Yeah, bring the ball up court and get something done. Either get a bucket or get somebody open.
Give it a whole bean. Respectfully, I gotta go King James for that.
Oh, okay. I like that. I like that. You know how I feel about my GOAT James, man. But all right, man. And then just let's give a little bit of love to KD too, because he's in 10th, but I actually think before the season's over, he's gonna be in like 7th, because Melo's in 9th, and Melo has 28,289, and then Shaq has 28,596. I ain't gonna lie, he's really there. I think what's up?
Wait. What's he at right now?
KD's at 27,410.
Oh, he for sure. Oh yeah.
He could get there. Get there, man.
Oh, that's crazy to surpass Carmelo and Shaq.
It's crazy, man. Shout out KD though, man. That's crazy.
Because a lot of people talk bad about KD because of the rings and him hopping from team to team or whatever. When he's retired, bro, I think that's when people are finally gonna realize that he was a one of one player. Like, you won't see that type of guy ever again, bro. Like,
ever again. I agree, bro. We're talking about a 7-footer with the ability to bring the ball down court, hezzy, pull up, get to the rim. Like, he could quite literally do everything out there. And I agree. I think that move from like OKC to the Warriors, like, just tarnished his career, and like people just didn't respect him as much for it. But if we put that aside and we talking about hoop, there's no debating what he do.
Bro's a bucket.
Bro's a bucket. Facts, man. I think that's the perfect way to segue into our first segment of the show here. And that is the who's most likely to segment. So here, brother, I have some statements here for you, and I'm going to, say it. And I want you to let me know who's most likely to for that statement. That's cool with you?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and get into it. So, Jay, we've been seeing a lot of players like taking crazy leaps this year. I'm talking about players like Jamal Murray, who's never been an all-star, players like Desmond Bane, never been an all-star, Tyrese Maxey, Mikal Bridges, players who are now getting opportunities that they've never had before. So my question to you is, who to you is most likely to be a first-time all-star this year?
First-time all-star, I would have to go a lock. It would have to be Tyrese Maxey, bro. Tyrese Maxey, what he's been able to do with that Sixers team, despite what everybody thought coming into the season. Everybody was selling their 76ers stock, bro. Like, no James Harden, nowhere they're a top 5 seed. But they forgot about Tyrese Maxey. The jump he's been able to take, still being an incredibly efficient shooter from behind the arc, being able to increase the pace that the 76ers are playing at, also being able to still be a really good player playing alongside Joel Embiid. I mean, we all talked about how efficient that pick and roll with James Harden and Joel Embiid was. But guess what? Tyrese Maxey is doing the same thing, and it's looking incredible. Joel Embiid might actually be better than he was with James Harden. That's the crazy part. And I would have to give it to Tyrese Maxey, bro. He has completely blew any expectations I had for him coming into the season, bro.
I love that. I love that love for Tyrese, because I mean, not only has he been balling, but we also got to look at it like context wise. Like I was watching his interview, I believe he did with like, I think it was JJ Redick, but he was basically talking about how like he didn't know if Harden was going to play or wasn't going to play coming into the season. So like his role, if Harden plays or doesn't play, is two totally different roles. So it's like if Harden's not there, he's more on ball and he's supposed to be that, you know, point guard, primary ball handler. But if Harden's not there, he's more of just a catch and shoot and just kind of staying in the corner. So for him to be able to like be ready, he said he was ready for anything. He's like, if Harden plays, I'm ready to play that role. If Harden doesn't play, I'm ready to play this role. So I love the love for Tyrese Maxey, and it just makes me feel like, man, the league is in great hands, because like how you said, Tyrese Maxey, he's a realistic option. Desmond Bane, I think he's a realistic option. I think Paolo Banchero, he's a realistic option. The Magic are on a fucking 9-game winning streak. They haven't lost. Jamal Murray, he's a realistic option. Alfred Sengun, he's a realistic option. But ultimately, Jay, and you gonna love this one. I ain't gonna lie, brother. You know who I'll go with? First time All-Star this year. You know who,
baby.
You know who I'm going with, baby. Jalen Brunson, bro. Look, besides the fact that he just helped the Knicks like get as far as they ever got in the playoffs since Melo, he's averaging 25 points per game right now on four rebounds, 5 assists, 48% from the three-point line. This nigga's almost shooting 50% from the three-point line. And we're talking about a 6-foot guard. He's the leader of the Knicks, who's quite maybe the biggest market in the NBA. And when you look at the Knicks, when they play with him and they play without him, it's two totally different teams. So it's like he's their playmaker. He gets Randall involved. He gets all Josh Hart involved. He gets everybody else involved, but he also can be a bucket getter, man. I mean, his last couple of games, 42 points, 35 points, 24 points, 32, 32, and 45. Like, come on, man. Like he's been on fire. So for me, it's got to be JB, man.
Hey, I love the Jalen Brunson love, bro. I absolutely love it. You know what's crazy? Last year, he was shooting like horribly from the three-point line. And for a guy that got a lot of his buckets in the mid-range and a lot of difficult shots, it didn't make any sense to me why he was so bad from three. And I absolutely love that Tom Thibodeau made that emphasis in the offseason, like, JB, you need to get that three-pointer right. And he did. And, bro, I'm telling you that it's going to pay off most when it comes to the playoffs.
Facts, man. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Shooting 50% from three for a season is a wild stat, man. So shout out JB. He gonna keep it rolling. And I knew when when he was on the show, I was like, Jay gonna love the JB love. So
absolutely, bro. Yo, he should have been an all-star last year, if we're being honest.
That's what I'm saying. To be real, he should have, man. But all right, brother. So let's keep it pushing to the next. Who's most likely to? And that is, we're gonna go over there to stay on the East, and we're gonna talk about the Bulls, man. I mean, we've been seeing that the Bulls have decided to blow it all up, and we know that their two biggest stars, DeMar and Zach. So what I want to know is who's most likely to be traded first or shipped out first? Is it DeMar or is it Zach?
If you're asking me personally, Clutch, the first that should be going is Billy Donovan, but obviously that's not the case. They signed him to a contract extension in the offseason. That's probably the worst move they could have done. But most likely to be traded would have to be Zach LaVine, but I'm a little hesitant on saying that, not because he's a bad player or anything like that, but it's that contract. He's getting paid a lot of money. And not only is it going to be tough to match a contract like that, because you're going to have to give up either a bad contract or a lot of pieces, a lot of value up for Zach LaVine. And we've never seen Zach LaVine necessarily in a winning situation. So that intrigues me, but I'm a little hesitant on Zach LaVine because I wouldn't mind seeing DeMar DeRozan in another situation because we've seen him on winning teams like with the Raptors and a couple of. I'm not. Wait, did he make the playoffs with the Spurs? I'm not. Completely sure on that. But I feel like DeMar could fit in DeMar's fit with a lot of other teams may be a bit more difficult than I would say Zach LaVine fitting on teams because his game is so mid-range heavy, and we haven't necessarily seen that translate to the playoffs. I mean, he's a notorious playoff dropper, if we're being honest.
I'm right there with you, brother. And I mean, for me, for who's most likely to, I think it's Zach, only because of exactly what you said. I think Zach is easier to get traded. Like how he said, the contract is hard to take on, but if you like are one of these big name teams, like, and I'm not even saying this as a Lakers fan, but even like Philly, right? Well, if you got the money, you can go into the luxury tax, and that no, that's not a problem for you. These teams, man, like they need to put that up because I think that yeah, Zach Levine, like a perfect destination for him would be like Philly. He'd really be like what their second scorer, maybe even the Lakers. Or I mean, you don't look like you feeling that. Talk to me. Talk
Wait,
to me.
wait, 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 wait. I so Clutch, talk to me, right? Who would you trade for Zach LaVine if you're Philly?
I mean, at this point, I think you need to go all in to win a championship. Everybody's on the table except Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, I love Tobias Harris, bro. I can't get rid of him, bro.
Whoa,
I
you're
love
not getting
Tobias
rid of
Harris, bro.
Tobias Harris for Zach Levine?
No, bro. Bro, he plays defense. He's a really good like he can create his own shot. Honestly, if I'm being honest, he brings more to the table than Zach LaVine. If I'm keeping it back.
Wow. Now, let me ask you about the consistency though, because that's Tobias Harris' biggest issue is his inconsistency. Does that not scare you, especially come playoffs? Because he's been rocking out so far this season, but we also less than 30 games into the season.
Hey, if we're talking about consistency, I've seen Zach LaVine go off for like 30 points, next game score 5. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know about that, bro. But I feel like consistency has been a problem for him in the past because of the James Harden situation for real. Like he really wasn't comfortable having Doc come up to him and be like, hey, you're just gonna sit in the corner, you're gonna shoot the ball when you get it, and you're gonna play defense. That's all you're gonna do. But we know Tobias can do more than that.
Tobias definitely can do more than that, man. But I just don't know. I mean, I'm also pretty sure Zach Levine is a younger fit. So not only does he fit that timeline for Joel Embiid, because I'm gonna be real, brother. Like you think come playoffs that Tobias Harris could be a viable third scoring option
Absolutely. Oh, 100%.
more than
100%, bro.
more than Zach Levine, the man who's 2 seasons ago putting up 24 points per game.
See, but it's like you're taking a big risk though, because I know what I have with the Tobias Harris with Zach LaVine. I don't know what he looks like in the playoffs. I know damn sure he don't play no defense, so I don't know.
Now that's real. That's real, man. Yeah, I mean, what I see is for like teams they're in a championship window or like you at least have a chance when you have a generational player like Joel Embiid. You got to try to go all in, and maybe you're right. Maybe that taking the gamble for Zach Levine isn't the right move and just staying safe with what's been working because I mean the 76ers has been balling out so far this year and right now Tobias Harris is averaging 18 points per game has played every game so far. So I mean it's looking good, man. So I want to know the family in the comment section down below. Y'all let us know like y'all think the 76ers should keep Tobias or you think they should maybe try to ship Tobias for a player like Zach Levine or that caliber. Y'all let me know in the comment section down below. But brother, what I want to know now is who's most likely to, which team is most likely to have the biggest drop off this year?
Had the biggest drop off. If I'm going to be completely honest, as much as I like what he has done so far, it has to be the Houston Rockets, bro. It has to be the Houston Rockets. Their offense has looked good. Defense has looked phenomenal. Ime Udoka's impact was instant, but they are struggling heavily on the road. I think up until this point, they may still be winless on the road, bro. For last time I checked, they were like 0 for 6.
Yeah,
Like
I think they
they're
are.
on a
Yeah.
losing streak. It was nasty. So I mean that comes with having a very young team. You have to take steps. It's going to be a building block. I don't think this team is going to make the. They're not going to be a top 6 team, a top 6 seed. Can they fight for the play-in? Maybe in the 9, 10 seed? Sure, 100%. I love what Alfred Sengun is doing. His playmaking, bro. His rebounding, his defense has improved. He's not a lockdown defender or rim protector by any means, but his defense has improved significantly, Jalen Green is no longer a ball hog. I love it. Usually the boy used to stick with him like for like at least like 15, 20 seconds out of the shot clock. Now he's giving it up. I love the maturity that Fred VanVleet brought to the Houston Rockets. He has this offense looking good. It's not a lot of ISO ball. And Ime Udoka, like I said, his impact was instant, and he's holding these guys accountable. I do want to see a lot more from Jabari Smith Jr. though. I love that guy.
Okay. So then let me just get some clarity. You think that the Rockets took the biggest jump or they took the biggest downfall, like from last year to this year? You think
Oh
which
wait,
one?
wait. Oh wait, maybe I misunderstood the question. Wait, are
Yeah,
you mean like from
I meant
this point on to?
like they was good last year and they finna take a step
Oh,
down
oh,
this year.
my
But
bad.
I'm gonna ask you the biggest leap as well though. So that could be the Rockets for the biggest leap. But I want to know for the biggest drop off first.
No, no. So wait, so for that, I thought you meant like from this point on to like game 82, he's
Oh,
gonna
okay,
drop off
okay.
some more.
Not I didn't mean
My
like that. I
bad.
meant like from last season and now coming into this season. What you've seen so
Okay.
far.
Oh, yo, Memphis, 100%, bro. Memphis is nasty,
Oh,
bro.
brother, you right. I'm right there with you, brother.
Bro, Memphis is absolutely awful. From the injuries to, I mean, it's basically the injuries. You don't got Ja for 25 games. I think you got what, maybe like 6, 7 more
Yep.
games to go. Desmond Bain has been trying his hardest, brother. Trying
Hardest.
his hardest. And who I'm most disappointed about is Jaren Jackson Jr., bro. I saw a lot of good things in that series against the Lakers, bro. When John Moran was out. Jaron Jackson Jr. showed some shot creation abilities. Jaron Jackson Jr. showed that he can really take there's another step in his game, but where did that go? Where is that Jaron Jackson Jr.? Because he did not show up this season, and that's the guy I was looking for. I'm not looking for the Jaron Jackson Jr. that's on the court right now. I'm not. I don't want that guy. I do not want that guy. The
Man.
Memphis Grizzlies have been really bad. I mean, god awful.
I'm right there with you, brother. And that's also my team for the biggest drop off. I mean, we talking about the team that was the second seed last year. Now they're 4-13. And like how you said, we know John Moran is out, but and I've been saying this, and this goes back to our Kia Tuesday, Jay. I've been saying this since then. I said, look, I know that Ja is out, and everyone's saying like, wow, like watch, like they're still gonna be good without Ja because they were good without Ja. But when they shipped Tyus Jones, that was the biggest difference changer, dog. Like Tyus
100%.
Jones not being there, he was damn near was their entire bench. Like, and it wasn't even like he was just such a scoring threat off the bench. It was that he was such a good playmaker. He ran the offense. He was another John Morant out there, really, just without all the bounce. Like he was the point guard for when John Morant wasn't there, and then he got shipped out. Okay, Steven Adams, he was so important to this team. He's injured, not going to play the rest of the season. Brendan Clark, he was so vital to like damn near being like a backup to Steven Adams, being like another big. The Grizzlies used to dominate the offensive glass, and that was all because of Steven Adams and Brandon Clark. And now Brandon Clark has no timeline to return. And I mean, ultimately, bro, this team just took a huge, like, massive step back, like a massive step back. And like they're all around talent as far as like, losing Tyus and whatnot and losing Steven Adams for injury. But even like Ja being out for so long, like they gonna have to play catch up, bro. I don't know if this team is good enough to be playing catch up in a fire ass Western Conference like this.
Absolutely not. And I think you forgot to bring up Dylan Brooks too, bro. They
Man,
washed their hands with Dylan Brooks way too fast. Like
facts.
you guys really didn't appreciate what Dylan Brooks brought to your team, and it shows because you guys are awful right now, bro. It sucks. They did make a huge mistake trading Tyus Jones. They would have been a lot better. They would not be 4-13 if Tyus Jones and Dylan Brooks was still on this roster. Despite the injuries to Steven Adams and Brandon Clark, there's no way I believe they'll still be 4-13.
Man, no way. I know Dylan Brooks probably over there dancing in Houston.
Oh
He like,
yeah.
hey.
Oh yeah.
That's so funny, man. But all right, Jay, what about the flip side of it? I mean, I think you answered my question, but who took the biggest leap, like from last year to now, what you've seen so far this year?
The Houston Rockets are definitely still a candidate, but I do want to shift to the Eastern Conference. I absolutely love what Tyrese Halliburton is doing in Indiana. I know they were a fifth seed when he was healthy last year, but he did end up getting injured. But even when they were the fifth seed, they were not this good, bro. Not even close to being this good, bro. They are scoring a ton of points, not playing any defense. But Tyrese Halliburton had took another step in his game. It's like every time I watch a Pacers game, he putting up 33, 15
Mhm.
assists, like 1-0 turnovers. Like, damn, Tyrese. Chris Paul 2.0. Like, what's going on over here? Yo, he has completely transformed the Indiana Pacers team. This is the Bob in Indiana. They turn over there, bro. They lit.
Hey, lit. Hey, Jay, you know what's crazy? Remember what I told you about the Pacers? I said, watch out for Obi Toppin. He finna fit perfect on the Pacers. That nigga
Perfect.
has been amazing on the Pacers, bro.
Perfect, bro.
Amazing, man. And I mean, even though you're a New York guy, do you love to see him do well, or are you like, damn? How do you feel about that, Jay?
Hey man, I miss Obi Toppin, man, but Tom Thibodeau had
Wasn't
him
doing
in
it
a
right.
very strict role, bro. Oh, he was strictly reduced to sitting in the corner, waiting to hit a corner three, running in transition and catching lobs. That's it. Now he got a little bit more freedom in Indiana. I see him putting the ball on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Cooking some defenders, and I love that. I love that for Obi Toppin, man. We miss you in NY, man.
Shout out Obi, man. I know they miss you in New York, but for my team that took the biggest leap, I'm gonna stay in the Eastern Conference with you right there, Jay. But I'm actually gonna go to a different team. I'm gonna go with the Orlando Magic, man. I ain't gonna
Ooh,
lie. I wanted to go with the Timberwolves because they're the number one seed, but like if we're talking about the biggest leap, I mean, I think the Timberwolves are already kind of on this trajectory. Maybe not number one seed trajectory, like all right, they're going to be the number one seed, but they have Karl Anthony Towns, they have Anthony Edwards, who we all knew was going to take this big jump. But the Orlando Magic, man, last year they were the 13th seed. Right now, they're the second seed. They're on a 9-game winning streak, and they have one of the best benches in the NBA right now. Like, I did not see this jump from the Orlando Magic. I thought it was going to take 2 or 3 more years, and they might mess around and be a playing team this year.
yo, bro. Oh my god. Yeah, I thought they were gonna be like you said, a playing team, maybe catch the 8 seed, 7 seed if they're lucky. But brother, what? A top three seed, top three. Am I,
Yeah,
am I
they're
correct?
2 seed right now.
2 seed in the East? That's completely, yo, bro, completely blew any expectations I had for that team out the water, bro. And it's crazy because Franz is still having I believe his shooting percentages aren't exactly where you like it to be. And Wendell Carter has been out, Marco Fultz has been out, and they're still playing phenomenal. Shout out to Gogo Bataze, man. Shout out to him playing a fantastic role as their new starting center, incredible rim protector, out there getting the rebounds, making it difficult for anybody coming into the paint. Shout out to Cole Anthony, 6 man of the year, my 6 man of the year. You know what I'm saying? Mo Wagner's playing absolutely fantastic. That Orlando Magic team, they're just fun to watch, man. They're absolutely fun to watch, bro. I
That
think they're
team
on a 9-game win streak, right?
9-game win streak right now, brother. They are so much fun to watch. And the crazy thing is, like, I remember when Joe Ingles came to the Orlando Magic over the offseason, I'm like, oh, that doesn't even make sense. Even he balling, even he
Yep,
doing his thing. So
I love it.
that's crazy. And then even Jalen Suggs too. I know a lot of
Oh,
people.
Jalen Suggs. Yep.
I know a lot of. I mean, you know me, brother. You know I've been rooting for Jalen Suggs for a long time and talking about how he's just straight up been the best athlete from that draft class that he got drafted. And I think it's eventually going to start transitioning. And this year, I think it's now he's starting to put the ball on the ground a lot more. He's just being a lot more consistent. So, man, I'm right there with you. I love the Orlando Magic. That's probably my league pass team this year. I ain't gonna lie.
Not for real, bro. I love that. The most importantly, like you said, he's been more consistent and he's staying on the court. Like he's been healthy, and I love that he's bringing like the winning mentality that he had in Gonzaga to Orlando, bro. I love it, bro. I love that team, bro. They play hard. They're a fun watch.
Shout out the Orlando Magic, man. But all right, brother, let's go ahead and get to our next segment of the show here, and that is the Rate Your Worry segment. I got a statement here for you, and you tell me how worried you are from 1 to 10. 1 being I'm not even tripping, 10 being we got to do something about it right now, man. That's cool with you, brother?
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
All right, let's get it, Jay. Let's get it. So, look, historically, over the last 40 years, all NBA champions have been top either 5 to 10 in both offensive rating and defensive rating. Now, let's look at the Mavs real quick. The Mavs offense is absolutely no problem. They're ranked number 4 in right now in the league offensively, but their defense is where there's a huge issue. They're ranked number 24 in the NBA defensively. So, what I want to know is rate your worry on the Mavs' terrible defense getting in the way of their title chances. Because when you bring in Kyrie and Luka and you shipped out everything that you shipped out last season, you're trying to win a championship. You're not trying to go to the Western Conference Finals and get swept there. So, how worried are you that this bad defense is going to hinder their title chances?
I'm when it comes to the defense. Jason Kidd did say that they're comfortable playing in the 120s, but when it comes to being a title contender, you gotta have some type of willingness or like defensive philosophy to cover up the holes that you have on the team. And Jason Kidd, he's not that type of coach, and they don't have a lot of defensive pieces that they can really like hold down the opposing team's best player. So, but I have let me just give a shout out to Derek Lively. A lot of people were down on Derek Lively coming into the draft. They thought he was going to be incredibly raw, not be able to stay on the court for an extended amount of time. But he has been really impressive. But I just want to say I have an idea for the Dallas Mavericks, and this is going to help their defense tremendously, right? Trade idea. You're not playing Jaden Hardy whatsoever. I mean, I don't know why. I really like the guy, but Jason Kidd is not giving him a chance. You take Jaden Hardy, maybe a couple more pieces. You trade that to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Take Jared Allen because they have a big problem. They said they don't like how they got no spacing. They have two non-shooters on the floor at all times. Hey, solve that problem. Take Jared Allen, give them Jaden Hardy, maybe Olivier Prosper. Hey, if you want to throw in Derek Lively too, do it. Hey, do it. Jared Allen is a way more proven player. I say do it. Get yourself a rim protector. And once you get yourself a rim protector, I think for the most part, Grant Williams and maybe Derrick Jones Jr. can cover up most of the perimeter defense, and you just gotta hide Luka and Kyrie as much as you can. As much as you can. Once you do that, you're good. Once you do that, you're good. I think from that point on, you can make yourself somewhere between a 15th, maybe scratch 11th, 10th, as in terms of being a defensive in the defensive ranks. Once you do that, I think Luka Doncic can take you home on offense. We know Kyrie can take you home on offense, and they still got a lot of shooting and stuff around them as well.
I like that. I ain't gonna lie, Jay. I really do like that trade package because I mean, you're bringing in a more established player right now than Jared Allen, which I'll give it to you. You know, Jared Allen definitely is a more established player than the rookie Derek Lively. But I mean, I'm sure you've been catching a lot of Mavs games, dog. Like Derek Lively he looks good, man. Like those pick and rolls, he's catching damn near every lob from Luka and Kyrie. But then again, like you know, Jared Allen could do that and provide a lot more defense. So I really do like that. But like I said, man, like I'm just a little bit worried about the Mavs actually being able to be a title contender because like when we look at like let's say the Mavs did get out of the West, okay, and they're facing the Bucks or they're facing the Celtics, like you're gonna have to stop some of those guys. You're gonna have to get a stop on the other end, and it's like, and you're gonna have to either put up 150 points or more, or somehow figure out a way to stop Giannis, or somehow figure out a way to stop Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And it's like their their backcourt. Luka is notoriously known for being a bad defender. Kyrie, he's not the greatest defender, but he's not the weakest defender of all time. But it's like he's not stopping Jaylen Brown. He's not stopping Jason Tatum. And even Dame, like I forgot about Dame. Like Dame is gonna torch up Luka, torch up Kyrie. So it's tough, man. I think that unless you lock down some type of defense, you're just kind of hoping to outscoring everybody, and it'll work in a regular season. But I think once you get to playoffs and the game slows down and it becomes a lot more of a half court set, and it's not just like running and gunning and let's just see who can score the most, then I think the Mavs are gonna really struggle, man. So I'm a bit worried.
100%. Now I'm worried too. I'm worried too for sure. But I feel like that if they can take one step in the right direction in terms of defense, just to help not make yourself such a liability on that end. Hey, just take it one step at a time, man.
Just take it one step at a time. All right, brother. So let's talk about another player that really needs to take it one step at a time, and that's Bradley Beal, man. His man has only played 3 of 19 games so far due to his lower back injury. 2 of the 3 games that he played in, he lost. The one of the games that they did win in, he shot terrible efficiency. So Bradley Beal hasn't looked anything like what we've seen. So rate your worry on this Bradley Beal injury situation and how much that's actually going to affect the Suns.
Oh wow. Bradley Beal has been over the last couple of years been notorious for being injury prone, if you want to say that. But how worried I am about Bradley Beal, that's kind of difficult to say because without Bradley Beal, this Phoenix Suns team has looked phenomenal. I mean, Bradley Beal is basically just is a plus. Like, hey, if you could come in and give us some extra points, cool. But if not, we can still go beat some of the best teams out there. But you did trade Chris Paul, for Bradley Beal. So in terms of that, I am worried about Bradley Beal. I mean, a back injury is serious. I mean, we've seen it keep MPJ out an extended amount of time. We've seen it keep Ben Simmons out an extended amount of time. And what really scares me is that night where they said the big three were going to debut, but a game time decision, Bradley Beal is scratched. That worries me. That, oh, you thought you were fine, and then out of nowhere the back comes back. That's actually a really big worry for me if I'm a Phoenix Suns fan. So I would say I'm really worried about Bradley Beal in this situation.
Man, I am like 100% worried. And real quick, shout out my neighbor Dylan, because he's actually a Suns fan, and we be always talking about the Suns and Bradley Beal and all that. And we was talking last night. He was the one that kind of got me thinking about this. That's why I put it on the episode for today. But when I'm the reason why I'm worried is because, like, when the Suns, what's the name of the owner over there, the dude who just bought the team?
Matt Ishbia?
Matt Ishbia, thank you. When Matt Ishbia like was putting together the team and the GMs or whatnot, they built this team with the mindset of, all right, we're gonna have KD, we're gonna have Devin Booker, and we're gonna have Bradley Beal. We're gonna have a very top heavy team, and then we're gonna have like some all right players, because what other teams in the league have that like better of a trio? Like, no, I don't think any other team in the league has a better trio. But there's a lot of teams in the league that have like a better like all around roster. But the Suns were okay with giving up depth so that they can have, a really good top heavy team. But they did that in mind that Bradley Beal was playing. Now, bro is not playing. Like how you said, regular season, they've been able to get it done. They have arguably, we talked about at the beginning of the show, arguably the greatest like scorer of all time. They have Devin Booker, who we know what he's doing. Like, for our generation, he's probably one of the greatest scorers as well too. He's definitely getting to it. So regular season, they're getting it done. But my concern is come playoffs, because what did we see last season with the Suns? Devin Booker and Kevin Durant were going off for like 30 plus, 40 plus, and they were still getting popped by the Nuggets by like 20 plus. So
Yeah.
that's my concern, is that, like, come playoffs, if Bradley Beal isn't there, you're gonna be in the same situation where KD and D Book are just every time down court, cash, and like they'll make it, but shit, on the other end, you're still down by 20. And also another concern that I have is, like, when Bradley Beal does come back, you gotta. I don't think Bradley Beal is just like a Klay Thompson like pit, like you could just add him in any situation. Like, Bradley Beal, for all we've seen him on the Wizards, when he was with John Wall, he was a number 2 option. When John Wall left, he was a number 1 option. We've never seen Bradley Beal as a number 3 option. So now to integrate him mid-season, while other teams have already had the chemistry role and have had time going, integrate the player like that into a third scoring option, I'm very concerned. I'll be honest.
Yeah, so when it comes to like him possibly coming back, I mean, hopefully coming back. Hopefully this season isn't just like all injury riddled. But I'm hoping that he can be a plug and play type of player. You stick him in, or maybe Frank Vogel had conversations about like how he fit with the other two guys. I'm hoping that, but so
Yeah.
far it hasn't been what you expected.
Absolutely has not been. But all right, brother, let me get to the next one here. And I mean, let's talk about Clay, man. He's clearly taking a step back. And I'm not even like trying to hate on him and be like, oh, he's washed or not. He's been through a lot of injuries, whatever, but he's just clearly not the same. We all can see. And we all know that Klay Thompson was a huge part of what the Warriors were doing when they had their dynasty run. So what I want to know is, Jay, like, rate your worry on if Klay Thompson isn't fully him. Is the Warriors championship window closed? Is Clay done? Talk to me.
Hey, John. You say you're not a hater, bro. I'm about to get some real hate right now. Klay Thompson is washed, bro. He's washed, bro. And here's a little sneak peek, because I do have a video coming out about this situation. Klay Thompson, Bob Myers is no longer there. Bob Myers is no longer the GM for the Golden State Warriors. The dynasty is over. The dynasty is clipped. Chris Paul got injured. I believe he's dealing with the nerve injury. Andrew Wiggins started the season absolutely awful. Played good the last few games. Then boom, he slams his finger to a car door. And then GP2 is injured. Bro, the dynasty is over. Y'all are cooked, bro. Steve Kerr refuses to play the young guys despite how good they're playing. Y'all, I mean, I don't know if you watched the game against Sacramento, but you take out Moses Moody, because you wanted to put I think he said Andrew Wiggins back in. No, bro. Stick with the young guy. The guy was hot. Like, it's frustrating, bro. I think this is the last year that Steve Kerr will be the head coach for the Golden State Warriors. I believe this is the last year that Klay Thompson will be a Golden State Warrior, and this may be the last year you see Draymond Green in a Golden State Warrior uniform, bro. Here's my proposal. Another trade. My fault, bro. But another
No, go
trade.
ahead.
I gotta play GM real quick. Hey. Let's do a 1 year rebuild turnaround, right? All right, boom. Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. Hey, what's a young superstar right now that teams may not want a team may not want to get rid of because he has such a bright future, but he may not be playing too well at the moment that you could catch him at a very low price. Hey, yo, Dwayne Casey, what's the price for Kate Cunningham in Detroit looking like right now? Well, what's the price looking like right now? His shooting percentages are god awful. He's averaging 5 turnovers a game, and it's just getting worse from this point on. What's it looking like right now? I'm exploring my options to build for the next 10 years. Bob Myers is no longer there. Mike Dunleavy, you have to put on your big boy pants and be able to let go of this core. The core four of Steve Kerr, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and Draymond Green are no more. They're washed. They're washed, dog.
Dang, brother. That right there, that's real, brother. That's real. I ain't gonna lie. I believe that like that team, I believe that team is like washed. I don't know if that team is still championship contenders. I do think that when Chris Paul came on, like I thought it was gonna just make it worse, but at first it really made it better. Like Chris Paul came off the bench, was able to get these young guys rocking and rolling. But you hit the nail on the head when you said Steve Kerr, he don't play the young guys. I've been calling this shit out since James Wiseman. Like I understand James Wiseman didn't necessarily fit the timeline, but it's like James Wiseman also never got a chance. Just like how Moses Moody, every time he does something wrong, boom, gets taken out so quick. I think that they need to realize that, all right, well, Steph may still be Steph, but we need to start investing on some of these young guys and letting them get some playing time, because if not, then they're going to become their retirement home.
Literally, bro. Like I was looking at the James Wiseman situation, right? This brother tore his meniscus for a big guy, 7 foot tall, tore his meniscus, trying to work his way back. Let's remember, he only played in 3 college games, so this guy is basically a high schooler trying to rehab from his meniscus tear. He only plays in 12 games. He only plays in 21 games in the year he returns from the meniscus injury. Only plays in 12 minutes a game. How do you catch a rhythm? How do you try to solidify yourself as a player in only 12 minutes a game? I'm like, how am I supposed to build confidence in myself? They got rid of James Wiseman way too soon, bro.
Way too soon. I'm right there with you, brother. I'm happy that you agree with me, because I live in the Bay Area, so I catch a lot of like these Warriors fans who, they want to win right now. You know what I'm saying? So they was like, "Oh, James Wiseman's a bust." I'm like, "How are you going to call him a bust? He ain't even played this whole season yet." Like that's the crazy part. So
Yeah.
I'm happy we agree. Talk to me.
I don't agree that he's a bust up until this point. Now, the only reason he's not getting PT in Detroit is because they got a lot of talented bigs over there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. And hey, I mean, if the Warriors want to maybe call him back over for a cheap price, they could do it, man. They could do it. They could do it, man. But all right, Jay. So let's get to the last segment of the show here, and that is the winners or losers segment. Winners loser of the week. So since you the guest, I want you to run off your 2 if you're ready, or you can go winner first or loser first. Totally up to you. But go ahead, Jay.
I'm gonna go with my loser first. Right now, my loser would be the Clippers. Got to be the Clippers. They got dusted by the Golden State Warriors. Was it last night or 2 nights ago? They got dusted by the Golden State Warriors, despite the struggles that they're going through. This is a completely healthy Clippers team. Hey, like you got PG, Kawhi, Russ, James Harden, Terrence Mann. Everybody's healthy. But yet you're struggling to beat another team that's struggling in the West. Like you have championship aspirations, but you can't beat a Golden State Warriors team that doesn't look anything like themselves. I think that they have to be the biggest losers, bro. Might be the biggest loser of the last 3 weeks, to be honest.
You real for that, Jay. And then you want to run off your winner too? You want me to run off my loser now?
No, run off your loser.
All right, my loser. We were just talking about it, bro. The Detroit Pistons, 16 straight L's in a row is crazy, Jay. Like, now I ain't gonna lie, like 16 L's in a row is crazy. Like, you gotta at some point take like pride in not losing. You gotta at some point do something. Like 16 straight L's in a row is crazy. And like how you said, Kate Cunningham almost 5 turnovers per game. Like how and then you were mentioning earlier, like the whole like James Wiseman situation, and like he's not really getting as much playing time. But like they have good players, but they not being able to produce wins. I ain't gonna lie, I was just watching them play at the Lakers, and when the Lakers popped them, like they played no defense. They played no defense. They turned the ball over. It's horrendous, and 16 straight L's in a row is crazy. So that's my loser of the week.
Crazy, bro. Crazy. Wait, I got one more loser of the week.
Mhm.
I have to say it, bro. The Bucks lost to the Chicago Bulls in OT without Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. That's nasty, bro.
That's
That's nasty work. And I'm gonna be honest. For the first like whatever amount of games it's been in the year, I had Giannis as being the Jerry West Clutch Player of the Year for some of the defensive plays that he's been able to make at the end of games, like that block he had on, I believe it was Kobe White, maybe
yeah.
maybe it was somebody else, but that block was absolutely insane. But they ended up going to OT anyways and losing in OT, so that was nasty.
Losing to the Bulls that's struggling without Zach and DeMar is like you probably was trying to lose that game.
Yeah, it's yeah, it was bad, bro. But
That's crazy.
let me get my winner, and my winner would have to be you mentioned them earlier in today's episode, the Orlando Magic winning 9 straight games, bro. Like man, that team just continues to impress me night in night out. You would think maybe the last game was against the Wizards. Maybe they haven't won 8 games. Maybe they're content tonight. They're playing down to the competition. No, bro. No, they want this to go on. This team has literally got like some type of manufactured winning DNA in these young guys. It's insane, to be honest.
I love to see it. I love to see. We were talking about how fun they are, man. So I'm right there with you. But I have for my winner, I have a player for this one. I don't have a team, and that's SGA, man. His recent performances. Listen to this right here, Jay. All right, 33 points in a win, 32 points in a loss, 40 points in a win, 40 points in a win, 32 points in a win, 35 points in a win. This is crazy. SGA, and they're winning. The Oklahoma City Thunder are in the 3rd seed right now on a 2-game winning streak. They're 12-6. I mean, I know it's early in the season, but the way SGA is playing, the way Czech's playing, the way that entire team is playing, they're fun to watch. And I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they somehow end up maybe even 7th seed and might sneak in as a 6th seed, bro. The way they're playing.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Hey, I forgot who said it in our Kia threes or streams, but they might be a top 4 seed, bro. They
Who?
might be a top 4 seed, bro. Hey, and I'll be honest. With the way they're playing and the consistency that I've seen from those players, especially Chet. Hey, don't be surprised if SGA sneaks himself into some MVP talks, bro. I
Hey,
mean,
man.
hey, you told me the numbers. You told me the numbers. If those stay consistent, it's gonna be a
it,
hard argument to go against.
it ain't no reason to not. I mean, right now SGA is averaging 30 points per game with six assists and 6 assists and 5 rebounds. This nigga's doing his thing on 54% from the field. And mind you, SGA doesn't take that many threes, bro. SGA gets to the hoop and it just uses that shoulder. That man. So big shout out to SGA, man. He's been balling
Absolutely.
out, doing his thing. But before we wrap up, though, because you brought up Chet, I gotta ask you, Jay, would it be fair if Chet actually got Rookie of the Year?
Oh, would it be fair? He earned that, bro. I don't care. Yo, forget about the Wembanyama hype, bro. Everybody trying to force the Rookie of the Year in his hands. No, bro. The Spurs are like 3-13, 3-12, whatever it is. That team is disgusting. Wemby's good. No, I'm not gonna say Wemby's bad. Wemby's good, but no, I'm not gonna lie. If I'm keeping it a buck, I'd rather give it to there was another rookie I had in mind. I'm completely forgetting.
Marcus Sasser.
Hey, Marcus Sasser has been good. Asar Thompson.
Sorry.
I might give it to him before I give it to Wemby, if I'm being honest.
I
Oh
mean,
no, Jaime Hawkins.
oh,
Wemby,
Jaime.
sorry. Wemby, I'm sorry. I'm giving it to Jaime Hawkins before I give it to you, my bro. I'm
But see,
sorry, bro.
look, I even agree with that. Like I agree. Like I don't think that Remy should get it. They're on a 13-game losing streak themselves. So like that isn't nothing to praise. The only reason that Wemby would get it is because the NBA is trying to hype him up at an early age. Like that's the only reason he would get it. But I ain't gonna lie, Jay. I was even talking to this about Trill the other day too. Chet is not a fucking rookie. He's okay. This is his first year
Oh
out there. But
man.
bro, Jay, let me talk to you about this. He last year was still living in Oklahoma City. He knew the coach, he knew the players, like he got to travel with the team. He just didn't play on the court. but versus a rookie who was damn near in another state the year before on a whole nother team, didn't know the players, didn't know the coach. Like, bruh, I think that takes into account, bro.
So we're not gonna talk about Wemby playing in the whole professional league, bro.
Oh
We're
my
not gonna talk
God.
about that. We're not gonna
That's
talk about Wemby playing in the French finals. We're not gonna talk about that, though, right?
But when I'm not Wimby not even shouldn't even be rookie of the year. He out for me. I'm going right now. I got like how you said, Yemi Jaquez or Marcus Sasser. I ain't gonna lie. They've been balling out for
Absolutely,
their respective teams, man.
100%. Yeah, the Miami Heat just continue to impress me, bro. I thought they were
Man,
gonna be borderline playing teams, but hey, they're good.
man. The second you think the Miami Heat are done, them niggas coming right back.
I don't know this guy, Eric Spoelstra. He's working some type of magic in the practices, bro.
Man, he doing something, man. But all right, Jay. So I think it's a good point for us to go ahead and wrap up our show. Is there anything you want to say before we go ahead and wrap it up here?
And I just want to say, I appreciate you for having me on, Clutch. You know what I'm saying? It's been fun talking hoops with you, bro. I just want to say that the New York Knicks are the third best team in the Eastern Conference.
Hell yeah, man. Hey, y'all better stop hating, man, because I tell you all the time, Jay, when the Knicks is rocking, man, the NBA is rocking, man, because
Yep.
Knicks is the mecca of basketball, man. And for the family out there, y'all, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We got into a lot of things. We ran into some news around the league, the who's most likely to. We got into rate your worry, and then we finished with the winners and losers of the week. And before we get out of here, I do need everybody that's listening to go show love to Jay. Go subscribe to Jay. He's another great NBA content creator. So I'm going to have everything linked in the description down below and under his little box right there, man. So y'all make sure you go show my boy some love. And don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to comment. Join the family. And NBA season's rolling, man. NBA season's rolling, Jay. Man. All right, family. We out here, y'all. Clutch Talk out.